The Paleolithic eating routine, or the paleo diet for short, has been promoted as an incredible eating regimen for diabetic patients. Truth be told, some have ventured to state that it is the best for diabetics. Is this truly evident? With the heap of diets out there, some prevailing fashion, some not, it might truly be very hard to survey one eating regimen over the other. An ongoing audit did by a select gathering of specialists at the order of the U.S. News & World Report distribution came out to state that with regards to diabetes, the board and anticipation, two eating regimens came out joint tops. These are the Biggest Loser diet and the DASH diet. With regards to the best in general eating regimen, be that as it may, the DASH dietary approaches to stop hypertension diet finishes the rundown with 4.1 stars out of a potential 5. The TLC diet, or Therapeutic Lifestyle Changes diet, an eating regimen plan made by the National Institutes of Health, came next with 4 stars out of 5, while the Mayo Clinic's, the Mediterranean and Weight Watchers diet were set joint third with 3.9 stars each out of the conceivable 5. So where is the Paleolithic eating regimen to be found in this? Do you by any chance know what the Paleolithic eating routine is? All things considered, the paleo diet speaks to present-day man's endeavor to return to the eating regimen of his precursors, dependent on the reason that these, while living on such an eating routine, didn't encounter a large number of the advanced sicknesses that we are encountering today. Illnesses like hypertension, stroke, diabetes, coronary illness and such. This karma has been put down to their eating routine, and the desire is that on the off chance that we need to turn around a portion of these conditions, or in any event carry on with a more advantageous way of life, at that point we too should embrace such eating regimen. This eating routine would basically have been made of lean meat, nuts, seeds and berries. It is otherwise called the Paleolithic or Stone Age man diet. Strangely, a few investigations really show that the Paleolithic eating routine has more prominent constructive outcomes for diabetics over different weight control plans. One example is a recent report by Lindbergh on 29 diabetic patients with either glucose narrow-mindedness or type 2 diabetes. In that review, these people were partitioned into 2 gatherings and set on either a Mediterranean or Paleolithic eating routine. The consequences of that review demonstrated that despite the fact that there was a stamped improvement in glucose resilience in the 2 gatherings, the improvement was far more prominent in the gathering on the Paleolithic eating routine. So it really comes as an amazement to locate the Paleolithic eating regimen coming in last at 34 in the investigation completed by U.S. News & World Report. Is the Paleolithic eating routine the best eating regimen for diabetics at that point? Absolutely not. Anyway, having said this, and to be reasonable for the eating regimen, it must be noticed that different boundaries were utilized in making a decision about exactly how successful the eating routine is. These are short-term weight reduction, long-term weight reduction, ease of being followed, nutrition, safety, diabetes and heart well-being. The eating routine just got 2 stars for momentary weight reduction, 1.7 stars for long-haul weight reduction, 1.7 stars again for simplicity of being followed, 2 for sustenance, 2.3 for security, 2.1 for diabetes and 2 for heart well-being. It subsequently scored 2 by and large. The specialists considered it to be fizzling in its healthful culmination, for it really confined whole nutrition classes, which likewise made it hard to follow. Most were similarly reproachful of its expense and its relevance for weight reduction and for forestalling or controlling diabetes and coronary illness. Then again, the Dukan diet, which likewise got similar 2 stars for diabetes boundaries, outperforms it by and large, demonstrating that diet may not be as awful in diabetes office. However, what prompted its destruction is its presentation in different boundaries of appraisal. Then again, the Mediterranean eating regimen, which different examinations show the Paleolithic eating routine as besting, really scores better than it as indicated by this survey with 3.4 out of 5 stars for diabetes. Perhaps something isn't exactly here. Further, it may be said that the survey started at the command of U.S. News & World Report as just one audit, and we should sit tight for others before reaching the last inferences on it as it identifies with its diabetic impacts. In any case, on the off chance that we are to pass by that audit alone, for the present the Paleolithic eating routine isn't just not the best eating regimen for diabetics but rather very likely one of the least compelling for the condition and perhaps the most noticeably awful eating regimen of the 35 generally. Indeed, one of the specialists broadcasted that this eating regimen ought to return to where it originated from.